All right, guys, what's up, guys? We coming back at you one more time. This your boy Mike.
John.
Yeah, man. So today, we want to talk about decoding the corporate language. We talk. Let's say you want to look for a job. Let's say if you go to the state jobs website, that's a simple one. You know, everybody can go look at. Some of these jobs they have so much fluff and language in there. You kind of gotta read through it. You kind of gotta understand what they're offering, what they're telling you, what they're asking for as far as qualifications, and then how it's languaged. Sometimes they'll ask for those, but then there'll be an or in there, and or in there, and it'll be like, well, we want you to have a bachelor's degree, and or equivalent experience can be substituted. Kind of what they're saying is, you know, we want you to have a bachelor's degree, but if you have the experience, we will substitute that for a degree or diploma, you know.
Yeah, and that can be very encouraging. Like, oh well, I've been working at my job for 5-10 years, or even 3 to 4 years, but I haven't had that education. So this might be a good entry level position for me. And being able to read through that, what do they mean by that? You know what I mean? And knowing the job and seeing what it actually takes. You know what I mean? To do it. You know what I mean?
So I'm looking at. I just read through it. arcareers.arkansas.gov. A random job I picked. Maintenance coordinator. Would that be just what, a janitor almost, or? Well, what do you think that's like shortcut saying? Maintenance coordinator.
Like I said, it can cover it. And I think they word job, and this is what we're talking about, their word jobs, very different. They can cover a lot of things. Like, I have a maintenance experience. You go in there, and it's a janitorial job. You know what I mean? Well, I had real maintenance experience. I can fix an air conditioner with my eyes closed or something like that, and you go in for this job, and it's maybe more of an environmental service thing or housekeeping type of situation. So that's why you gotta kind of dive into these things, and we can't just look at the first thing that we see.
So I think it's Department of Finance Administration, I think, or the Department of Transformation and Shared Services, whatever that means. The DIV Building Authority. Anticipated salary $40,000. It says anticipated starting salary $40,339.94. So what that's telling you is, but here it is, salary range $36,155 to $52,425. Now you remember we talked about this. Some people gonna say, well, I can get to $52,000. Good luck. It says anticipated start. It means anticipated. It means kind of likely, depending on what you negotiate.
You could hit,
but you ain't gonna get past 40,000. That's what it's telling you. That's what they're gonna offer.
Yeah, they're gonna try to give you a little bit less than that. Yeah. So that's anticipated. So that's like on your best. If you do the best you can, the best job, you'll get 40. Like right, and that's at the middle of what they're saying. The salary range is for the. For the job, actually.
Yeah, when you read through these, Arkansas Department of Transformation Services, the goal is to create a more efficient government through epic service and collaboration across state government. Most of this stuff is copy and pasted in there. I mean, let's be real. Ain't nobody typing up this every time they posting jobs. No way. They copy and pasting and giving it to HR so they can post it. So, the summary of the job. Pretty much. The maintenance coordinator is responsible for coordinating, scheduling, and reporting activities associated with completing maintenance work orders. This position is governed by state and federal laws and agency institution policy. Pretty much what that's telling you is you pretty much got to coordinate all the repairs of that facility, wherever they assign you to. Let's say if they assign you to a gym, or let's say they ever assign you to like a revenue office. Anything that kind of breaks or needs to be fixed, you'll probably go in and make the report. It's like a process. It's not like when you fix something at home, you just see it, you work on it, and you get it fixed. Working for a company, you might have to file a report first, have it go through the higher ups, then they come back down to you and let you know if it's approved or not. Some stuff you may fix, some stuff you may hire a contractor. It may require an outside contractor to fix. But that's what this job sounds like it entails.
Yeah, and some things you might have to actually take the report and have the actual worker troubleshoot it. You have to help them over the phone because they have to attempt to fix their own problem like twice before you can actually send a maintenance person over.
Right.
It's a lot of weird stuff in different
So
companies.
it says the next section says functions, develops and maintains a preventative maintenance programs based on the life cycle of each building unit. Inspects buildings needing repairs to assess problems and to determine status, materials, and man-hour requirements. A lot of this is in this section is kind of saying the same stuff redundant. Pretty much you gotta find a problem, or somebody probably will put in a ticket or something, let you know. You will inspect it and you'll make a report on how this need to be fixed, like a plan of action or something like that. You think that's hard? You think?
No, I mean,
I'm just saying some people may
so
think
far, but that covers a lot of
$40,000.
For $40,000, I think we went into this in our last videos. What that actually covers, that's an extremely broad thing. That's a lot of stuff to actually cover if you're going to be responsible for all this. But we're going to continue kind of reading the job description and try to decode a little bit more of this language.
So knowledge, skills, and abilities. That's what it's saying. That's what you want you to have. Knowledge of building and equipment maintenance requirements and procedures. Knowledge of building repair, maintenance, materials, and costs. Ability to estimate costs, materials, manpower, time, equipment required in the repair and maintenance of buildings. Now, they're giving you what they want you to have.
Yeah.
So, this is what we talk about with communication. Can you sell to them that you can do this? They're not saying you have to be perfect at it. They say they want you to have knowledge of it. When they say they want you to have knowledge of it, they want you to understand. So when you come in, you don't be starting from scratch.
What's that?
They're going to have to teach you how they want it done.
Yeah.
But do you understand the actual process of figuring out what needs to be fixed? The process of getting it to the right person to get fixed. So don't be afraid when you read these things.
Intimidated,
Yeah, don't be intimidated. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a job that's paying you $40,000. You're not saving life. You're not doing a heart surgery. You know what I'm saying? You're just repairing buildings. Most of the buildings probably already old anyway. You probably just doing redundant stuff over and over.
Or just maintaining up. You know what? It was orange. Now it's at a red level. So one more level, we'll have to repair that. Another thing too, when they give you these knowledge and skills, sometimes you have to tweak your resume or highlight in your resume where you actually do have these skills and where in which job you got those skills from and how long you worked it. If you can make that easy to see and read and find in your resume after reading the knowledge and skills and qualification, that help you out a lot. You know what I mean? I hate to put it in bold or highlight it, but like I have experience.
No, it's kind of like when you watch a commercial and they selling you on something, let's say like State Farm or, State Farm is always on your side or, your resume should be like your marketing tool, like those commercials, hey, you can literally take these, I'm not saying you should do it, but you can literally take these and reword it and make it fit your skill set, and they'll probably call you no problem. And they'll probably
keywords are very important.
Exactly. And knowing how to sell yourself. Just because you have the skill, you have to be able to relate to the person that you know what you're doing and what you're talking about. And sometimes they can ask you a question, hey, if you got to do a report, what would you do? And if you say, I don't know, what do you think? How do you think that's going to come off? We'll talk about that in the next another little section, but that communication piece is very important. Qualifications. This is another thing that gets you right here. Qualifications. The formal education of a high school diploma plus 6 years of experience involving facilities maintenance, repair, or a related area. Additional requirements determined by the agency for recruiting purposes require review or approval by the Office of Personnel Management. Now, before we get to this, I want to show you something. Most of these jobs, when you work for different agencies, it's always this thing at the end. I forgot to read this thing. Perform other duties as assigned. Most of that clause, man, will get you so messed up. That's how you doing stuff outside of what you're a maintenance coordinator, but then they say, well, hey, Mr. Gray, we got another assignment for you. We need you to climb this ladder, 12 foot, 16-foot ceiling. We need you to climb this ladder and change these light bulbs. Well, I'm a maintenance coordinator, but yeah, you are, but you also have this perform duties as assigned. That's part of your job description. So we need you to go ahead and get that done. So one time what happened to me was, it's actually, I don't know if it's funny, but for me it was funny. It happened, I was working in Kmart. They don't even exist anymore. I probably say they're not working at Kmart, right? And they had you doing all kind of stuff working in retail. Man, I was walking around the store, you know me, I was trying to just kind of get through the day.
Yeah.
This dude, a manager walked up to me and said, hey man, he told me that. He said, hey man, can you get up, can you climb up there and change the sign? You been to Kmart before? You know how those ceilings are, right? Yeah. He said, hey man, can you change that sign? And I'm looking. I'm not saying that out loud. I'm thinking in my head, man, this dude, man, what do you think I'm? Okay. I said, yeah, let me go to lunch. I'll be right back. I'll do it when I get back from lunch. I'll be right back. He fell for that. Man, I went to lunch. I didn't come back, man. I was in the car. I was thinking about that every which way. I was like, man, I should go back and do that. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that, man. I ain't climbing I'm not climbing all the way up in the rafters, man, changing no sign, man.
For what?
$8 an hour?
Yeah, if you fall. But
and then once you do that, what else they gonna ask you to do?
Yeah, and so it's like that's that culture of the people work the hardest, they ask the most of.
Yeah, they do.
I'm not going to even ask him because he'll never want to do nothing. Well, fire him or do something like that.
Right.
But that perform duties that's needed, you might be a cashier, you might be a cook.
Yeah.
But sometimes, or if you're working retail, they'll have you we don't really have a janitorial firm,
right?
So we got to just take turns cleaning the bathroom like a full And
then you come in there talking about, no, man, ain't about that, man.
Yeah.
All you do is ask them to fire you. That's all you do.
So I came here to cook or to sell cologne. Yeah. I sell cologne.
Yeah.
At Dillard's, you know what I mean? I deal with stuff that smells good.
Man? I'm a cologne salesman. You got to be dusting with the duster for, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, do you want your job? You want your job?
You want your check or you want to go home?
No, you want to go home. Which one you want? So,